They say university makes students, here students make university. So with the slogan of Think Big, I, Himanshi Kaushik, your host of the day, would want to welcome you all in today's webinar on Demystifying the Placement Journey. And I hope that you all are safe, sound and happy at wherever you're taking this webinar from. So before we move on and learn a lot more about the placement that this university, lovely professional university, has to offer to our students, we have our expert with us today. So I shall introduce you to our expert. We have Mr. Sumit Mittu sir, an assistant professor, deputy director, planning cell, division of career services, lovely professional university here with us. He is a magnetic personality with over 15 years of experience in administration department as a teacher and a mentor. He has been helping students in enhancing their academic performance, placements, admissions, and in co-curricular activities as well. He by now has upskilled more than 1,000 students with core subject of computer science and engineering and helped them build a strong foundation and fundamental CS subjects. He also is an author with good writing, technical, analytical, and team building skills, and an ardent teacher who loves interacting with people from diverse backgrounds. He has his expertise in teaching, training, FDPs, curriculum design, content development, assessment design, software design, and many more. And sir, it is a pleasure for us to be here, to be able to listen you in the webinar. And sir, over to you. Sir, I'm very sorry. You're on mute, sir. You're on mute.
Yeah, thank you, Himanshu, for this cordial invitation and cordial welcome for this particular session. I think it would be a pleasure for me to be once again within the audience and within the young minds and, who are aspiring to understand what is the path that they would like to opt for after they are, done up with their class 10th, class 12th and the board exams and other areas of the graduations along. Okay, so without wasting much of the time, and I would like to open the house and tell you for the next few minutes that we'll be talking about. Okay, so we'll be talking about the impactful journey of creating careers at Lovely Professional University. A quick glimpse of our growth partners. We don't call them as recruiters because we call them as growth partners. I'll tell you why, because Himanshi, yeah. I'll tell you why, because a recruiter just gives a job, but the campus recruitment partners that we have, they don't just give the jobs to the student. They help in the overall grooming of the students from the very day the student is there with us in a direct or the indirect manner. Then we will also talk about how do we prepare the LPU virtuos for the industry. We call our students as virtuos because we believe what they are is they are the achievers. They are the people who make stories beyond whatever efforts that we are putting towards the students. They are the success writers because whatever we provide is a platform. And on this platform, those who stand tall, they are the virtuos. Okay, so we'll start with the first segment of the presentation, where we'll talk about the placements at lovely professional universities. But what you see on this particular screen in front of you is the backdrop of our growth partners. Believe me, these are just a small number out of that. So we have 2,000 plus growth partners with us who are working day and night with us, and they help in order to grow the students, groom the students, and help them achieve the careers of their choice. Careers, not just in terms of jobs also, but yes, the students would have aspirations around different pathways. Okay. So a quick facts story. So we have 2,000 plus recruiters, which are the part of our growth story. Okay, so they include top multinational corporations as well as Fortune 500 companies from the global or the Indian view. Then we have the highest campus, say, driven salary package at 64 lakhs. Then we have the highest internship stipends reaching up to 1.6 lakhs per month. Okay, we have 1,000 plus companies that have offered 5 lakhs or above dream salary package to the students. And we have 350 plus such growth partners who recruit not from IIT, IIMs and all, but they also recruit students from the LPU. So we are a brand that can actually run hand in hand into this national as well as the global academic structure. Our success stories do not rather end up here. We have 100 plus students who have been placed at packages of 20 lakhs and above. We have 770 plus students who have been placed 10 lakhs or above package. So believe me, these figures do help us increase the average salaries which have been offered to the LPU workers. So we have 14,000 plus students who have been placed in the recent batches, and we have 5,000 plus offers which have been extended to our students by the Fortune 500 companies of the world. So stories that never come to an end. Okay, so we have record-breaking packages which have been cracked by our students. One of our students have cracked a record-breaking package of rupees 3 crore. That's Yasir. Okay, so he's been a 2018 graduate batch student who secured campus placements, and eventually, after learning a lot of things from those campus placements, he again was able to crack the further grant package of 3 crore from a multinational company in Germany. So we have 770 plus students who have been placed in the salary bracket of 10 lakhs to 62 lakhs from the batches 2021, 2, and 3. So our students who have been recently graduated have been placed at the packages of 50 lakhs, 54 lakhs, 62 lakhs, 64 lakhs. All these stories are never turning to a halt. Our students, whether from electronics, computer science, electrical engineering, they've cracked grant packages with Amazon at the scale above 40 lakh rupees. Students have been able to secure the placements at 50 plus packages from Follow Alto and another in the core roles by Silicon Labs from the electronics streams. Record-breaking selections, yet another one, the campus recruitment partners or the growth partners. They have hired 1,850 plus students with single company alone, that is the Cognizant. Similarly, Capgemini has hired 1,400 plus students from the LPU. L&T has been one of the prominent recruiters offering 600 plus students. Wipro has offered more than 500 plus students, whereas DXC has also offered 450 plus students in the recent batches 21, 22, and 23. These companies would have also given the differential packages in the different ranges up to 10 lakh rupees. Then certain of the recruitment partners who have offered above 10 lakh rupees to the Virtus, apart from the ones that we have shown there. Okay, it's like Broadridge, Commvault, Atlan, Infineon, Genpact, Frugal, JustPay, Optimizer, Inframarket, Trident, Whatfix. And these are not just computer science things. These packages come across multiple disciplines. Our international placement base, as you know, like Yasir is one such highlight that we have, like, he's been placed with Germany at a 3 crore package. We offer international placements, and the success stories have been done in the fields of engineering, management, fashion, hotel management and tourism. We have architecture as well as polytechnic. And the students have been offered placements as well as internships across diverse geographical locations such as UK, US, UAE, Qatar, Jordan, Oman, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. All these places, we have left out a mark wherein the LPU students are actually there. So top international recruiters, we have 25 plus companies which have offered the international placements to Indian as well as international students. These include like Colgate Palmolive, Qatar Airways, Excellence Group, the Highgate, P&O Cruises, Tex Fasteners, Heritage India, then King Girandas, Hayat Regency, Barbarito, Masquerita, and so on. And this list, believe me, is just one flash of whatever we do for our students. A few more examples, like the students who have actually created stories with all these placements. That's all upfront with you. With Highgate, 32 lakhs of package by a hotel management and tourism student, Parmeet Lamba. Then Urbane Design, Anna Mishra. She's a student who has cracked a stipend of 10 lakh rupees. Then we have Barbarito, 15 lakhs. Then we have students with the Simba Excellence Group, Tex Fasteners, Colgate Palmolive in different countries of the world. So you can find more such stories on the LPU website. The link has been given here. Say the placementsnews.php. You can just go to the LPU website. On the landing page itself, you will find the success stories of our grant placements. You just click on that and you come across this long list of the students who have been able to secure grant packages across different disciplines with a lot of the employers. So from Google to Microsoft, our alumni are working at packages in top companies with a slab of over 1 crore rupees. And now, talking about how do we make this happen? Because getting something, reaching to a place, but the way to reach to that place is even more important. So we provide the student with thorough support with regard to their career services, with job placement being one such aspect. Okay, so we talk around the students for the perspectives like preparedness towards higher studies, preparedness towards competitive examinations and government jobs, preparedness towards the sports and social services, and preparedness towards the entrepreneurship. So all these aspects are there, which we make the part of choices that the students can opt for. Okay, and when it comes to job placements, we again offer different mechanisms that the students can actually crack those jobs into the corporate sectors or the industry. Okay, so coming up, this entire preparedness system is what we call as a Professional Enhancement Program, the PEP. In this, we try to prepare the students on their grooming aspects with different other options for their analytical skill upgrade as well as the technical skills upgrade. Okay, so we'll talk about the third-party assessments, wherein we have different platforms such as AMCAT, CoCubes. Okay, then these are the industry-driven platforms through which the students are assessed, and in most of the cases, they are directly shortlisted by the prospective recruiters based on their merit score on a national and international platform. That means the student is not just marking his place within the LPU system, rather, he is finding his stand across the students from wide lot of universities and institutions across the country. And yes, they are able to stand at a very high position into this particular ranking across the national platforms. We have third-party practice platforms which provide the student with multi-level preparation and self-assessment mechanisms. Okay, so for example, we talk about the soft skills, or we talk about the analytical aptitude preparation. So we'll have the third-party industry benchmark practice platforms, which will curate multi-level assessment parameters or multi-level assessments or tests designed for these students. Okay, so first the students will be clearing level 1 of the tests. Then the ones who are able to clear the level 1 test, they will again move up to level 2, same way progressing up to the ultimate level 5 of these assessments. The higher the assessment level achieved by the students, the better become their prospects of hiring. Okay, because just learning a skill is not enough. Practicing those skills and honing those skills at the real time environment, that is what marks an important place. Then talking about guest lectures, yes, just talking to the machines or reading the only books and all won't help. Interactions with the people who have actually created histories, who have written down the industry, who have done such great landmarks into the market that they have become a fab name into the industry as well as the academia. We expose students to all such leaderships. We provide several platforms for the students to interact with the HRs, the CXOs, CEOs, CTOs of top level multinational corporations. Okay, so that the students can directly get the advantage of first-hand interaction with all those people. So those personalities can help transfer their experience and their knowledge and their understanding towards the students while they are just learning their part of the course. A lot of workshops are also planned for the students within the competitive events with the industry. The students start learning for the different technologies or different tools that the industry is actually using, be it the multimedia sector, be it the pharma sector, or be it the, say, design sector, be it the computer science sector, be it electronics, mechanical, or be it the management. Okay, because in all these cases, industry works on different mechanisms, different processes, and different tools. Okay, so we let the students participate into these kinds of workshops, which are woven around the actual tools that the industry is using. We also expose the students towards, the curriculum intervention with regard to all these technologies and all that the students are learning as a part of their course as well. Then we have industry competitive events. Industry, floats different kinds of hackathons, the makeathons, okay, and the design competition, design challenges. So all those challenges are actually cascaded further to the students who compete with the national level teams as well as the international teams to make a mark of them. And believe me, several of the students have been successful in availing their internships as well as placement offers, apart from the competition prize money from these competitive events. LPU also hosts some competitive events with this regard on campus so that students can also make the best utilization about their skills and expose their skill set to the industry, to the panelists that we bring in as a part of these competitive events. Then yes, campus recruitment and internship drives the very regular model of any college who is active in campus placement support. But yes, beyond this active campus placement support, the other parameters that have been written down here, believe me, they make a difference. They really make a difference because the student is just not required to sit into a placement drive that comes with the campus. Student is required to develop himself or herself as a whole soul individual, which the industry demands these days. So it's a lot of rumors, like not a rumor, rather, I would say. It's a lot of talk in the market, like the chat GPT kind of thing. I believe you all must have heard about that. Yes or no? If you've heard of chat GPT, please say a yes into the chat. Okay, so that chat GPT or artificial intelligence that will take out a lot of jobs from the industry, right? Because that's so automated that most of the things could be done just by putting some query to that tool. Okay, but yes, how can you retain yourself? You can retain yourself by exploiting the features of those tools and making them work at your workplace. Okay, so all those features are grand opportunities that you need to exploit and explore so that you come out with the best of your individual with the skills that are actually prevalent in the market. So how do we prepare the voters for great careers? Yeah, what we say, desired level of performance in the upcoming campus placement season. Then we'll talk about the actual level of performance that the students have in terms of quantitative as well as qualitative parameters. We try to judge the difference between the two. And whatever gap that we assess between these two parameters, between the difference or these two parameters, we decide upon the immediate need of the inputs that we need to give to the students. Okay, and similarly, what is the actual level of performance vis-a-vis the projected desired level of performance? So this projection might not be the very immediate part of the process. Okay, for example, a student who is running somewhere into the third year or the fourth year of his degree. Okay, so at that point of time, he is right onto the verge of his placement seasons. So there, whatever is the desired performance expected by the immediate set of employers, that performance level is judged against or compared against the actual performance level of the student. So that is why we call it as the need for immediate inputs, right? Whereas we can do this not just for the final year students, but the students who are there into the first year or the second year of their studies. Okay, over the period of time, they will grow, they will be eligible for further campus processes or other opportunities of their career pathway that they are of that is of interest to them. Okay, so in this particular part, we anticipate that down the line, next year or next to next year, what could be the desired set of tools, technologies, and the expertise level or the skill level that the student must gain. Okay, so by the time he is more near towards the actual campus placement role. So there, because it's a long-term anticipated growth story, so there we define the long-range need of the non-credited or the credited inputs in the pre-final years. Okay, so this is how we work with the students, not just in the final year or just before the final year. We start working on the skill development of the student, and the preparedness of the student or readiness of the students start from the very first year of their studies. Whether it be in terms of English communication, soft skills, or the analytical aptitude. Technical, he is learning side by side. So our team basically works on a unique concept and the four verticals that we cater to. So we have a team of 50 plus dedicated trainers who have been like from the industry as well as academia, okay, who train the students upon their skills and the expectations with regard to the verbal ability, the analytical ability, which talks about the quantitative aptitude as well as logical reasoning, then the soft skills, how to be more presentable, how to prepare your CVs and all. Okay, and not just this one, we have added an additional vertical into the preparedness or the finishing school. Okay, and this vertical talks about the foreign language expectations. Okay, so herein we train the students around different foreign languages, say French, German, Spanish. Okay, and you know what? This has actually worked wonders for our students. We have our campus partners. Okay, and one such campus partner, actually how it started. Okay, one such campus partner hired our students, and then they put up the students for some, offshore positions, and they required the students to learn a specific language, say a German language. Okay, then they started the students to learn the German language at the industry premises in itself once the student was already onboarded. Okay, and eventually, taking this scenario into consideration, what we did, we introduced the German language and foreign language thing as a part of the preparedness curriculum. Okay, so next year, the set of students who were already aware of the German language, they were readily hired by the same campus partner. And yes, what did we save upon? We saved upon the time and money that the employer would have invested on the candidate after the student has been or the candidate has been onboarded by the company. Okay, so Bosch has been one such of our prominent recruitment partner, which has been one of our inspiration to get this foreign language thing done. And now we have, a separate or say dedicated language labs wherein the students can practice the spoken English as well as written listening as well as reading skills. Okay, and the foreign languages as well. We have different platforms available online uh, onto the campus platform itself, on the dedicated labs for the language. We work with our virtuos 360-degree. We talk about the need assessment tests. So we conduct diagnostic assessments quite a few times, one readily into the very first year at the time of the admission itself. Then we schedule credited as well as non-credited preparedness inputs or the PEP inputs for the students. Credited inputs become the part of your mark sheet, whereas the non-credited inputs are the set of inputs or the courses that we give to you or offer to you beyond your regular academic syllabus. Okay, then we conduct several mock drives, and you know what, like these mock drives, they have the panelists coming from the industry itself. Okay, not just the university faculty or university trainers are assessing the students as a part of this mock drive. The industry subject matter experts assess the students for their technical skills into these mock drives. The industry HR or PI personnel who used to hire the students for their actual final role. Okay, so we try and pull in the people from the industry to assess our students in the mock drives as well. Okay, then we talk about company specific inputs. Obviously, in order to bridge the long term as well as the short term or the immediate needs of the industry. Okay, so whenever a campus is done, we seek a feedback from the campus. Companies' observations and feedbacks are immediately or rather as early as possible. Okay, they are incorporated as a part of the academic structure or your program. Then club activities with a lot of student groups are done. These are generally, beyond 5 p.m. activities wherein the students are engaged. And it's been so prominent the student has also started utilizing their time between their 9 to 5 academic slots for, engaging themselves beyond their timetable hours. Then we have competitive events and hackathons. These are not just the ones which are floated by the industry, but yes, the ones which university also does schedule for the campus. Then we have campus ambassador programs with a lot of the companies, say be Microsoft or other great top MNCs of the world. Okay, so wherein the students represent those organizations and start conducting several student-centric activities on behalf of those recruiters like Microsoft. Okay, so we have Microsoft student partner MSP programs, and likewise, there are several other programs for other top recruiters of the world. Then we conduct several workshops, guest lectures, as well as webinars. So live projects, yeah, for the management as well as the engineering graduates. This has come up to be a very, significant tool for us, using which the students can actually work on the problem statements given by the industry. If, for example, I talk about the management graduates, okay, so a marketing graduate could be given an assignment by the industry to sell a handful of their products into a particular colonized area of the market. Okay, so now when the student actually goes with the product in hand into the market and tries to sell a few units of those products, he will try to learn the actual sentiment of the buyer. Okay, he'll try to learn and actually understand the real sentiment of the buyer and can give a first-hand feedback about the product to the vendor, to the company or the employer. Okay, So this way, not just ending up with the simple advertisement model or the perception based on some news reports and anything, the students do learn the skills for selling, marketing, branding. Then the ones from the mechanical and the other core engineering areas, they get to have the problem statements solving around the automation of certain tools. Then something in terms of the robotics and bots. Okay, so all these tools also start coming up as a part of the live projects that the student work. Okay, in terms of the design areas, design programs, the students are given live project assignments by the industry, wherein they design creatives and the components for the industry. Okay, so those all things provide a student with rich exposure and the feedback from the industry directly on the work that he or she has done. So this feedback actually helps the student with the real perception of his skills and then fine tune whatever gaps he is or she is observing into his skill set or her skill set. Then industrial visits, a lot of industrial visits come up, industry tie-ups and course co-branding. So we have course co-branding and industry tie-ups in several ways, wherein a particular subject, being a theory subject or a laboratory course, okay, is written down by the industry based on what they expect the students to learn, to know when they are studying. And because the students are eventually to be hired by the industry, what they want the student to know before the student is being assessed for an interview. Okay, so there can be one single course which has been co-branded. There can be a set of 6 or 8, say, specialization courses which have been designed by the industry. There can be set of complete degree program which has been written down in line with the industry requirements. Okay, so we have a lot of these avenues open with the industry that are available to the benefit for the students. Then CVs and portfolios. So we, recruiters, they love having a CV which is rich in talking on behalf of student. I think a CV is something that goes to the employer before the candidate actually goes to the employer. Your profile. Okay. So if this profile does not talk well, the chances that you will get an opportunity to talk before the employer, that also diminishes. All the written somewhere down the line into this particular slide, but yes, this is a very significant part. A profile or a CV, which we generally, some places we call it as biodata or so, but here, this CV or a curriculum vitae or your portfolio or these things should be written down in such a way that they talk about all your skills, be it your technical, be it your aptitude, be it your leadership or managerial skills. Every skill type is important. And these things quoted with relevant examples would help the student reach to the heart of the employer and the mind of the employer as well. Okay, so we also want the students, rather we also prepare the students to shoot their CVs in form of a video CV. And some students have also created landmark profiles, which has been the profiles on the themes of what industry is actually doing. For example, I am a cold drink brand. My entire CV, rather your entire CV, is written around the cold drink brand theme that I use as an employer, as an organization. So obviously, if some CV profile correlates to my theme, I would get attracted to that particular CV and it will catch my attention so that I can deep dive into what has been written into the skill set of that student. And I would be actually keen to watch out to that student and talk to that student or that candidate for an interview. Okay, so hiring, non-hiring, that all becomes the secondary part. The first thing is that you need to make a mark and get yourself to that platform, that an interest is curated in the mind of the employer that he or she is willing to talk to you. This is what we try and do in this particular section with our students. Then quite important, these days, because of these all online thing, the COVID thing, that effect, and several of the processes, almost all processes have gone digital and online. Okay. And reaching out to the employers is not a big deal. The campus placements are one phase of it, whereas the employers and all, they have started utilizing the online platforms for hiring things. So same way, LinkedIn is one such professional platform wherein we get an association to meet between the employer, the institutions, as well as the candidates. Okay, so the employer and the candidate meet over these kinds of professional platforms. It's just not a Facebook thing. Okay, photo lagao, photo hatao, photo lagao, photo hatao. Not to use that, right? So it be a professional profile should be an important asset. Rather, I would say a professional profile is an important asset to any candidate. Okay, who is looking to make a mark into the industry and want to stand into that industry between several other people. So there, LinkedIn, GitHub, Weebly, these are the kinds of platforms that could help serve a student with the platforms by which the students can showcase their profiles, their skills to the world. Industry needs problem solvers, and this is what I found on one such report from McKinsey and Company. Okay, the 6 mindsets for the better problem solving. I believe you would also agree to me on this. Be ever curious. Okay, that's very important. The day you are not anxious or curious to know about something, you will actually not know it. Okay, start deciding to ask a why. Telling you not to touch the flame. If a small kid, goes near the fire and you say, dear, don't touch it, it will hurt you. Maybe he or she might not understand that. But once he touches the flame and actually gets hurt, that is where he learns. Okay. There, when you just said why something is not to be done, why something is to be done, why something is not to be known, why something is to be known. This is so very important. Your curiosity helps you learn new things. Tolerate ambiguity and stay humble. There would be a lot of situations wherein you will come into a position of, dicey state where you are in a delusion or not able to, understand the two different perspectives. Okay, so please try thinking when the things change. Accept the change, because if something changes, either you change with that change or change that change. I hope not getting that way is difficult or difficult. Okay. But yes, embrace the change that is there. Because if we do not change, we get outdated because industry or the world will become a different place. And COVID, I'm using the word again, like COVID has been one such grand example which has taught the world change. It was an overnight scenario where the entire world has changed the way it worked, changed the way that things were done. And at the same time, with lots of things not in the hands of human beings, things not in our control, that has given us humility, humble. Okay, so please stay humble, listen to all the perspectives, whatever changes come up, try to analyze those changes and accordingly make further decisions. Okay, then take a dragonfly view. Perception is very important. Just to say, I am not good, okay, is one part. Look about what all other things are there in me which are good. As an individual, your goods and your bads should be known to you. At the same time, if you value yourself for your good as well as your bad, please value every other person for their goods as well as their bads. Now, adding one more level to this thing, please evaluate every situation for their good as well as bad. Okay, do not just draft an opinion or a judgment about some situation or some entity by just exploring a single fact or so. Try to explore those opportunities, those situations, those paradigms by multiple different venues, multiple different POVs. I guess these are the things that, actually tend to see from the social media perspective also, the POV thing. Okay. Then pursue a concurrent behavior, focus on what's actually happening and not just what could be. Something can be better. This is not done. ये ऐसा हो सकता था. This could have been like this. If this could have been like this, fine. Right now, it didn't went like that. It didn't go like that. Okay, so let's change our process and do it better in the next time. Okay, so with this, we again link this change concept. So tap into collective intelligence. A single person might be intelligent, but when you are a group of such sensible people who think around the bits and pieces joined together, you become wisdom. Okay, so intelligence that could pay better is a collective wisdom. I, as an individual, could figure out that this is good for me and this is not good for me. So when these two perspectives come, okay, then I need someone else to help me come out of the situation. If I'm confused with choosing one or choosing two, then a third person, maybe my family member, my friend, my mentor, my teacher, my guide, or someone else who actually has an experience into that particular area of my concern can help me make better decisions. Okay, so just don't rely on your individual intelligence. I may be intelligent 100 times, but at the same time, if I do not listen to and do not learn from the diverse experiences that others have faced in their life or learned in their life, I'm no more intelligent in that particular part. Learning from others' mistakes is also a way of learning. Not committing a mistake done by someone else. Someone else might have done something wrong, but the reason for doing that something wrong could have been the wrong process followed by the person. Try evaluating that thing and optimize their process to get that same wrong thing done right by using the right process. Okay, and show and tell. Connect with your audience and tell me about what you have done. Today, this is a very prominent thing. A lot of influencers and a lot of people, are fond of posting their statuses on WhatsApp. And I would say Instagram is the most prominent and the most comfortable platform that you find. More than putting something on a WhatsApp status, you quickly take your phone and whatever you find good, instantly share it over an Instagram post. Why so? Because there you find lot of people are connected there. A WhatsApp status might end up you with 100, 50, 200 views. in say over a day. Okay, a max 500, 600 views over a day. But what do you see on your Instagram post? Himanshi is smiling. Okay, so all your posts, they fetch you a lot of audience. And when these audience see your work, they appreciate you. They applaud. They give you thumbs up. Might be some of them would also be a little jealous. And when you see this kind of sign also, you figure out, hey, banda jal raha hai. He's jealous. And that also gives you some part of happiness inside. And certain of the times I know that you also post something on the social media just to make someone else jealous of something. Okay. But yes, that story on one side, but whatever your skills are, please. Likewise, you tend to feel happy when you see your funny videos are liked by people. Same way, you can post your say drawings, sketches, art, your performances, your tools, your technologies, whatever outcomes or products and services that you do. If you post those on the social media, all your efforts are reaching out to the masses. If I don't see it, maybe the other person would see that and recommend you to me. Okay. So this way, it's all the word of mouth. Okay. So things are so interrelated that industry, by the virtue of these online platforms, have driven you to a next phase of your self-development. You just sitting into a cabin and staying exiled, or sitting into your room and staying exiled, aloof from the world, what is happening, whatever is there. No, that won't help you at all. That won't help your society at all. Be a person who serves himself, who serves his family, who serves the society. Okay, so all these three parameters are important. Okay, and whatever you do, you are trying to solve the problem at hand, which could help either of the three stakeholders that we're talking about. So herein the report for McKinsey for the sixth mindset of the better problem solving. I hope that would help you out on this. Okay. So we, on behalf of Lovely Professional University, I invite you to travel this journey of your success story with us at this India's largest single campus private university. We love it. Lovely Professional University. Himanshi, I think not very much aware of the time. I think it's been done. So ask me anything. Like the house is open for questions. Himanshi, if we have any specific questions, I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, sir, before I proceed with the questions, I'd like to thank you for this enlightening yet entertaining presentation that has actually busted, sir, our myth of this placement that we've had maybe about this university. So thank you so much, sir. And a
Thank you.
special vote of thanks and appreciation for the way that you've explained. So, sir, it was really, really appreciated. Like, we were getting all the things that you were trying to make us understand, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and sir, with your permission, we have certain queries from our attendees. So,
Maybe, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, sir, this query is from Vishwaraj Yadav. He says, is there any difference between placement for a student in distance, online, and regular mode of study?
See, it depends upon the employer. We work around the placements of the students in all the sectors, be it the regular education studies or be it the distance education studies. Okay, so we bring in campus opportunities for all of them. So you just try giving your best. Okay, so whether it's the distance education or the regular education, we'll be there with you to support you in terms of your career aspirations.
Thank you, sir. And I totally agree. It all depends on the students as to how much capability they have and what they learn.
We definitely will provide a platform.
Yes, yes.
And we have done stories there as well.
Yeah. So I agree with that, sir. So thank you. And sir, we have another question from Priyo Broto. And he says, we know LPU will help us to get what we want, but what we have to do as a student, what we can do from our end to achieve the success that other students have achieved in LPU.
Okay. Subrata, if this presentation you would have seen people cracking salary packages of 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 1 crore, 3 crores. Okay. So my question, do you think that every person would be able to get this? No. They are the people who would have cracked their efforts working days and nights. Okay, this is to one part of the placement story. Let me now go back a little to your age. If I believe you are from 10 plus 2 kind of a thing, you just wanted and might be entering into your graduation part. Okay. Uh, Several of the institutions these days, when the engineering entrance test exams are being out, you find people getting 99 percentile, 100 percentile, this rank, that rank, top 10, top 20. So you have all these things lined up all in front of you on the internet, over the newspapers, and everywhere you see. Do you think every person does that? Probably no. It will be the set of people who are working for years. Okay. And year on year, the way we realized these stories, and we made our students realize these stories right at the time of their first year. If you just start in the third year, for your preparedness, you won't end up with these salaries. Okay, starting in the second year might help you reach to a certain extent. But again, that talks about how much effort are you putting. And we want you to start right from the day one that you enter with us. We have a lot of platforms, a lot of venues that we have discussed here. Please take each of these opportunities on a serious note. Okay, whatever meager kind of preparedness initiative we take, that would help you fetch one piece of learning towards your grand goal of a dream salary or a dream job. Salary is one part, I would say dream job or a dream career, because career is something that will make you happy. Okay, when your pocket is happy, the skills that you have gained, you're working at your job on those very skills itself, that will give you peace of mind. Your family is happy because you are happy. Okay, so when we are into this gamut of a happy career and we want this gamut of a happy career, we have to start working on our skills and our profiles right from the day one. Don't just believe कि एक entrance exam देना है, उसके बाद we are now into a college life. So because we are into a college life, let us fly. Okay, we want you to take wings. We want you to take wings, but these wings should also tell you when to go back to the ground. Be grounded, be prepared, strongly prepared. Okay, don't let your preparedness lose in any aspect. Okay, work hard, work smart. Okay, hard plus smart, both the things together. Okay, make the best use of technology, whatever discipline that you will be going, whether you will be going into a bio sector or you will be going into a design sector or you'll be going into a management sector, unless and until you dwell inside the technological sector, you won't be in tune with the time. Today, your parents have started using mobile phone, correction, a smartphone. Yes or no? Sometimes your grandmother or grandparents would also have started using the smartphones by now. But 5 years back, if you would have thought that your grandparents would be using such kind of a phone, probably not. They have learned something. And as a student, they have learned not as a student, but to learn how to use a smartphone. For some period of time, they had to turn a student where you might have become a teacher to them. Same way, while you are a student, that's the best time you can learn several other things. believe me, it's hard for us to learn something new. Correct? It's hard for us to learn something new. But you being a student can keep on learning anything new that comes your way. Never stop that field. Okay. So keep learning, stay happy, and the way it says, stay happy, stay foolish, and stay learning. Hunger for new knowledge, hunger for new skills is quite important. Okay. I hope that addresses the concern.
So thank you. And all I could think of the answer that you've given, let LPU be the fly under your wings, wind under your wings, so that you
Absolutely.
fly high and you know where you need to stop and what you all need to do. And sir,
We'll
we
be there
have
to keep hold on you.
and sir, we have another a little technical question. Priyo Brotha from the same attendee. He wants to know what is a mock drive.
Okay, mock drive. In general, what is the selection procedure of any campus corporate? Okay, so a company shares a job description with us, like they are looking for so and so kind of a candidate. Okay, and we cascade that job description and skill set expectation to the students. Now, company has a selection criteria. For example, they will be shortlisting the CVs of the students who are interested to appear into their interview process. Then, after the shortlisting, they might schedule a group discussion round. They might schedule some online test, which can be around your aptitude or technical assessments. They might end up with some coding rounds if it is a computer science profile. They might end up with some sample assignment based thing if it is a management or the design profile. They might end up with one more selection round called as interview. Okay, so now these processes are the ones wherein the student moves from one step to the other, clearing one round, okay, to the next, then to the next, and then to the next, okay, finally reaching out to the offer. So when these processes are done, they are done for the actual placement process, wherein once you complete all those 5 or 6 stages, you get a job offer in your hand. Okay, what is a mock drive? We create a similar environment within the campus. Okay. And same kind of process would be there. We will circulate a dummy job description to you that we want to hire for this role. Okay. You are eligible. If you are interested, please apply. So you applied, you submitted as your CV. So we will have a team who will shortlist your CVs, reviewing them. So they review your CVs and they give you this feedback. You are shortlisted, you are not shortlisted. After the ones who are shortlisted, they will move to the next round. Okay, come appear for this test. So those students would be appearing for the test, and this test is again designed in-house. It's an LPU designed assessment. Or maybe we would have borrowed that assessment from some of our recruiters so that they gave us their expectation. But yes, the end result would not be a hiring by that employer. End result is you have cleared this assessment or not. Okay. So this kind of entire replicated scenario, which the industry would do for a general, rather an actual hiring procedure. That actual hiring procedure, when has been designed in-house for a preparedness level of the student, because student needs to understand. I tell you that to appear for an interview, you need to take care of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. But when I actually take your interview, at that point of time where you fail and what you were not able to do and what you did well, if this is how I give you the feedback, then it becomes the real understanding. These are what we call as mock drives. Means a replicated scenario of an actual campus recruitment process is a mock drive. So we do this to give the students a feel of how would they actually fare into the actual recruitment process over the near to their final years and all, whenever the actual campuses would happen.
Sir, thank you so much for resolving the queries. And you've got a thank you from Priyobroto as well. He says thank you for the answer that you've given. And so with this, I think we do not have any more questions. So, sir, last thank for the time that you've credited for us, for being so valuable and sharing your experience with us for all the attendees, of course. So thank
Thank
you.
you, Himanshi. The pleasure was equally mine, Okay.
Sir, we've had like different admission queries as well. So
Okay.
with your permission, can I take them up?
Yeah,
As
please take
I
it.
show them? Yeah, okay, sir.
If you want, may I leave the session now?
No issues, sir.
Sorry.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for joining, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
So to all the students who've had queries in admission process as to how you can take admission, I'll be just in a moment briefing you about how you can take part in the favorite course that you want to. And the one short answer for this question will be lpu.in. So you just need to go to this site lpu.in, and once you go to this site, this will be the interface that will be coming in front of you. Now we're catering about admission queries. So we simply click on admissions here, and we have all segregated programs. So I'll be taking an example of simple example of, let's say, any program. Let's say a student who has done his 12th grade and wants to take part in after 12th graduate program, right? So simply click on this after 12th graduate program, regular programs. And once you click on that, you have a whole lot of disciplines that are coming in front of you. So you can choose whatever discipline you want to take part in. So let's say you can maybe just put in the comment box or chat box the program, the discipline that you would want to be interested in taking part, so that I can show that particular program to you guys. So okay, we did not get any option in it. Okay, no issues. So I'll be showing, let's say, the very hot and very much interesting program, very much interesting discipline, that is BTech CSE. Okay, so simply just click on this computer science and engineering, and once you click on this BTech CSE, this will be the interface that will be coming in front of you. Now these are some of the highlights that you should be knowing about a particular course, because all the details of a course is given in these highlights. Now the main thing is, simply once you go to the program detail, you'll be finding the eligibility. Okay, eligibility of the course, and you move down to highlights, you'll be finding the student achievements, placements, what all the placements are about a particular course, researches, and the rankings. And once you go to the curriculum, you will be knowing about all the topics that you will be studying in your 4-year course, and what all topics you're going to be studying, and in which year, which topic, and in which term you're going to study what topic. You will be knowing all this. I think this will be helping you to make a disciplined decision as whether you want to go into a particular course or not. Now is the main thing is the fee structure. Click on the fee, and simply you'll be shown the fee of that particular course, and you can see 1,20,000 per semester is our fee. But again, this is not something that our students pay. Why? Because they get a lot of scholarships, and you have up to 28% of scholarships in here already. How you can avail them? So basically, we have three scholarship categories, and based on them, we have three categories fee waiver as well, that is 28%, 25%, and 20%. And how you can know that in which category you fall in? From all these options that are given in here, or all these details. You either should have 95% or above in your 12th grade, JMIN percentile, or maybe LPU NIST test, right? So you need to just check and explore the site to know more about the scholarship. And we have other scholarships as well, based on the entrepreneur, JEE mains, and all the financial aid if you want to have. Now is the most important part, is the last date of admission, that is 25th. It is 23 today only, and it's just 2 days from now. I would urge you to take part in the course. And how you can apply is from here. Simply click on apply now, and these are the bare minimum requirements that will be asked. And once you submit these requirements, you'll be given your dashboard, and after that you can simply apply for the course. Now, I hope that I've given you a basic brief as to how you can take admission. And if you have another queries that I could not address in this webinar right now, you either schedule a call with us, you can either WhatsApp us, or have a live video counseling session. Or in the end, last but not the least, in the end, we have our numbers of our university. You can call on them. Our counselors will be here to give you all the details about a particular course and to resolve your queries. So I'd ask anyone who has any query, you can just post in Q&A box or in the chat box so that we know if you have any queries left or not. And with this, I'd ask for the permission to all the attendees, from all the attendees, of course, to wrap the webinar up. If you do not have any other questions, so I'd like to thank you for coming in. Thank you so much for joining in, for being so much patient with us for this long hour now. And I hope that you've enjoyed the session like I have. And I'd urge you to please visit our site, that is lpu.in. And I've given already in the chat box our webinars. We have several other webinars that are being conducted on daily basis. I just urge you to kindly explore and register for the webinar. They are all free. So you can register for the webinars and inquire all the details, all the knowledge that you're going to be getting through the sessions. And if you have other queries, you can just post in the Q&A box. And if not, then thank you so much for joining in. And until next webinar, stay safe and stay healthy, and meet you soon in the next webinar. Thank you so much.